All right. Hey, so the church, Jesus tells them, go into all the world. What they do? They went and sat at home in their easy chair. No, not exactly.
That's right.
But this movement that was gaining all this traction all of a sudden kind of bogged down and stopped moving. They didn't go into all the world. They kind of stayed around Jerusalem.
Yeah. Persecution pushed them a little ways out, but then they were like, I don't want to go too far.
Yeah, and it was like the Jesus gathering just lost steam altogether.
The movement stopped moving. So God did something. And what he did was a guy named Saul. Now, Saul is a problem for people that are they don't want to believe that Jesus resurrected from the dead, because Paul also did not believe. He was an aggressive, hostile.
Like a Facebook troll. He was sniping everyone, only, nice. Literally.
That's right.
Hey, death becomes you.
Then his story about meeting Jesus, being blinded for 3 days, being healed from that, and then the life transformation that followed is, man, that is hard to refute. It's ridiculous,
really. Yeah, it really is unbelievable, because here you go from the Christian killer to the point that you say, well, I am one now, and nobody believed him. The Christians certainly didn't.
Right. And you also got to love how God said to him through the prophet who opened his eyes and says, you're going to suffer a lot for me. That was it. So
that's true. There was no upside for Paul. But the point was that his story makes it hard for people. It makes it hard to reject Jesus' claims when someone went from so far away.
Yes, that's right.
To become a follower of the way.
So after Paul is converted, or Saul is converted, then he starts going by, at some point there, starts going by the name Paul. Saul was a Hebrew name. Paul was the Greek form of that, which kind of is another indicator of how much he had changed. He goes to Jerusalem, talks to the disciples and apostles who are there. Bottom line, we're oversimplifying, but he says, hey, you guys take Jerusalem, I'll take the rest of the world.
Which is kind of, forget the part that's not moving, I'll take that.
Right.
And he did. Mm-hmm. Now, he went around the Mediterranean rim for about 30 years.
Right.
He was beat, he was nearly ridiculed, arrested numerous times.
Right.
Eventually, he was killed, but wherever he went and planted these little Ekklesias, they remain.
Right. Eventually, he was killed. The day, you can imagine, the day he's killed, he's in Rome. Nero's the one who's sent the order. He's marching out to the place, the forum, where he's going to face his crimes, what have you. He's walking past Nero's circus, the Colosseum, the forum. We have some images of these in the sermons. What's interesting is... No, go ahead.
Imagine for a moment what he must have been thinking.
Yeah.
Right? My whole life now, the last 30 years plus.
Yeah.
Did it happen?
Work? Yeah.
Did it work?
Did I change anything?
Was it worth it?
That's right. And today, on Nero's circus, stands St. Peter's Basilica, the Basilica of St. Peter's, one of the finest cathedrals ever built.
Beautiful.
The Colosseum has a cross in front of it to memorialize the Christians who died there.
Were killed there. The
Roman Forum is now ruins. It's just a great picture saying I've been there.
There's a better forum in Los Angeles. The Lakers don't play there anymore. So.
Oh my goodness. So little did Paul know, after his investment of his life and all these kind of things, that God would use his life, that Jesus would do exactly what Jesus said he would do. He said to Peter, now I say to you that you are Peter, which means rock, and upon this rock I will build my church, and all the powers of hell will not conquer it.
So here's your questions that we're asking. How does the description of the original purpose of the church differ from, or maybe affirm your personal experience?
And maybe thinking a little bit about Paul's story, how might God use parts of your story to draw people to himself or to impact people with who he is?